I think creativity is not lacking in the burner culture to be able to come up with ways of being able to connect with one another in unique formats.
Pretty much.
So it's definitely a way. And what is this? Create a world. I can create my own world that people can go to.
Yeah,
your
camp
can
create your own world. Yeah.
Cool.
So this space started as as just a blank white sheet of paper or blank white screen, and then they have a whole bunch of artwork assets that you can place.
Nice.
And I spent like half of Sunday afternoon just like making the Teahouse.
But I only see white.
You don't see tables and stuff?
Interesting.
Nope.
Oh wow, that's interesting. Yeah, because there's like tables and cushions and there's Burning Man big art all around set up all around.
All that is missing.
Wow. What were you're coming in from like a laptop or Mac?
Yeah.
Oh, here.
Coming in from just a PC.
Look at this.
That is definitely not what I see. I see a completely white canvas and saw a completely white canvas until the two of you walked up and approached me.
Where did you come in from?
I literally can't tell you that. I clicked on a bunch of buttons. I think it was from...
Were you in the Sparkleverse or were you in Build-A-Burn?
No, Sparkleverse.
Okay.
This one with Sparkleverse.
So that would kind of make... So coming over from Sparkleverse, I can see this being very foreign. This is built in the Build-A-Burn universe.
Okay. So I need to get into that universe.
Which is topia.io/burn.
Got it.
Or, well, no, you can't go back to the center and click on the fire because that's where the portal is. Because you can't see the fire.
Build-A-Burn is actually built in Topia?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Topia.io/burn is built on the same platform that we're on right now, but it's an entire playa.
And there's all these other sub-worlds, other camps. So your camp could build a one where you guys can hold space and meet people and random people come in, you know?
Yeah, we're deeply entrenched in BRC VR.
Nice.
Okay.
Yeah, we haven't built our own camp. We've made it possible for everyone else to be able to do it. Let's just put it that way.
Oh, cool.
Oh, nice.
Oh, you helped build it?
I didn't, but like our team.
Oh, cool.
With a bunch of people from Nectar Village and others. So
I think my friend Will O'Brien helped build that. Do you know him?
I don't.
Okay.
I don't. John Rosen goes by Soup.
Mm-hmm.
He's been deeply involved. He works for the org now.
Oh,
so
cool.
I think it's on the org side. So, but that's great. This is super helpful. I've been in BRC VR for the last week, and then just started venturing out into the other multiverses as of yesterday, I think.
Cool.
And then found the Sparkleverse because somebody explained it to me in BCR VR. And then this is how it's happening.
Yeah.
Everyone's explaining to everyone. Now I'm sharing with all of our people.
Cool.
And you portaled from the Sparkleverse into Build-A-Burn.
I did just now, I think.
On accident.
I don't know. I still don't understand how that happened.
Well, because I got this camp placed in the Sparkleverse.
Oh, which is amazing that there's interdimensional travel between the multiverses.
I don't have a link going back to the Sparkleverse.
Doesn't matter. You guys portaled me, and I am here.
You definitely went from one universe to another.
Look, I don't even know where I am any day, let alone right now. So it's no different.
Yeah, this is super cool.
So Sam, where do you camp usually?
This is my third burn. My first burn I was with a camp called the Champagne Campaign. And
good camp.
Yeah, I like that camp a lot. We have a good time. And then last year, Champagne Campaign took the year off, and I was basically just part of the build camp for Mind Murmur.
Okay.
And I ended up leaving. I was only
art support camps are critical.
Yeah, I was only able to stay at the burn until like Wednesday afternoon, and then I had to come home.
Yeah.
I wasn't actually planning on going, and then like a week before I get a call like, hey, I need somebody who knows how to build stuff. And it's like, okay, I'll come.
Yeah, totally.
So I got to be out there for like half of build week and then like half the burn. And
nice.
And as far as I'm concerned, like Wednesday night is like one of the best nights to be out there because everything's built and none of the just like straight up party crowd has showed up yet.
Yep.
So it's like I got to have like one really awesome night where like everything was perfect, and then took off and headed home and didn't have to deal with any traffic.
Nice. That's awesome.
So it was a good time. And now this year we made a Teahouse.
Are you considering this like if you count the number of burns that you've been to, is this 3 or is this 4?
This is 3. And
you're counting it?
Yeah, for sure.
Okay. I'm just trying to understand, like everyone's got their opinions right now.
And your opinion could change by the end of the week. You never know.
Well, it's already changed. I've already spent hours in this thing. I've portaled between universes. I don't know if anybody else has portaled between universes.
Yeah, you're not the first person to come in through the Sparkleverse.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, no, I'm pretty much considering it. Like I've just been kind of hanging out here. I've ventured around a little bit, but even just hanging out here and random people that come in is so Burning Man. Like just you have a 45-minute conversation with them about something super deep and personal, and then you find out like you have like really influential connections with each other, and it's just like what?
Of course,
crazy.
Of course. I mean, it's that's what I've loved about the virtual space of BRC VR. It's cool. It's got that piece of just bumping into people, and what's interesting about it doesn't have as much human connection, but in some ways it has it can be more intimate because you can actually look into someone's eyes directly. And be really close to them. Like there's no haptic feel, but it's a really weird experience, and you can sort of connect with people in that way. And it's got that same feeling. And anyone who's been to the burn before can fall into any of these spaces and fall into that mindset. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
So I look at it. I mean, if somebody wants to try and convince me that this isn't a real Burning Man experience,
I don't know. I'm not quoting one way or the other yet. I might be judging you, but
that's fine. I would never hear of a burner judging another burner.
No,
yeah, never.
Never happens.
Doesn't happen.
Never happens. No.
Oh,
cool. That's great.
But.
Yeah.
This is very cool.
Yeah, and you can go wander around. I mean, I'm sure.
I can't wander around. I'm telling you, it's literally a white screen.
Oh.
Other
than our faces.
All right, I'm gonna refresh. Hold on.
All right.
Hi, Crazy.
And we got a crazy person here.
Hi, Crazy.
They're crazy because they have no camera. And they're just sitting here eavesdropping on our conversation.
Sounds like Burning Man.
Sounds like a crazy person.
So, I was going to read something today. I didn't get to reading it yet. I will.
I know that feeling. I was gonna do something today.
Yeah. No, I'm gonna do it now. Oh, you know what? I'm gonna get my phone. Yeah, so I'm drinking Dong Pao. Are you drinking any tea today, Sam?
I have been. I'm like sticking to water at the moment.
That's smart. Now, do you take your water warm or do you take it cold?
I usually take it cold, and I don't put ice in it. So like I take it cold, and then by the time I'm like done drinking it, it's like room temperature.
Woo! Yeah, I see. Bitcoin just tried to ninja into my chair and did not succeed.
Oh, Levity's back.
Yeah.
Got it. All right, now I see what you created here.
Isn't that cool?
I thought you were just joking with me.
Yeah, it's another one of those multiverse. Another one of those multiverse fuckeries. Where we
exactly.
We tell people that they're in a world, but they're really not.
You're really not. And I'm like, no, you're really there. You're there. It's all there. I went into a world where it was a Mad Hatter tea party.
What?
But literally the world had disintegrated and all that was left was a cat and a couple of things, a couple of teacups, and that was it. And people were just there. It was all black. And I talked with the architect, and she's like, no, it's all here. And from her perspective, she could see it all. And if you took a picture of yourself, which you can do, you could actually see what was there, but it wasn't showing up for anyone.
Oh, that's so cool.
It was actually one of the coolest worlds I've ever seen. I was like, can you keep it this way?
Can I access that without a VR set?
Yeah, totally.
How do I do that?
Do you have a PC or a Mac?
I have a Mac.
Okay. I don't know if it works on Mac because it's a Windows-based program.
But we have to be in alt space?
You have to be in alt space.
Okay.
All right.
So if you download, if you go to AltSpace VR and download the 2D mode,
okay,
you can totally interact with it in a pretty complete way on a laptop.
Cool.
At least there is a Mac client.
Awesome.
Oh, great. Great.
Right, I'll do that and I'll go there. And then so like how would I get there? Once
you get into AltSpace and you create your avatar and you get into your own world, you enable worlds beta.
Okay.
And one of the worlds that's created is BRC VR. And you can go there, but there's also, hundreds of other worlds similar to this, right? Build-A-Burn, there's hundreds of other camps that have created on this context. Mm-hmm. So there's hundreds of other worlds that are being created. And a lot of them are artists who have never been to Burning Man. Cool. I've found. Like a bunch of them are. And they're creating these unbelievable art structures that you can travel through and fly through and like experience, and there's music and you can grab things and play, and there's sound. And last night I went to one where every 5 minutes for each individual that shows up, 5 minutes after they show up, there's a man burn with fireworks.
Yeah.
Like there's just really cool things like that.
Wow, cool. All right, yeah, I'm gonna get on that. And then,
right.
So then once I'm in that world, how do I get to this Mad Hatter Tea Party? I'm gonna be wondering.
One of the worlds is Mad Hatter Tea Party, but it's built out now. It's actually real.
So you can search these things through like a catalog or something?
You can't search it, but you can go to popular.
Okay.
It's one of the things that I think is actually lacking. You can't search for a world. You can't, like if you're in a world, you can't favorite that world that you're in any way.
That's Burning Man. though. That's how Burning
It's
Man
like you're
works.
never coming back to the place you are because you never find it again. But what you can do is if your friend is in a similar place, like you can friend people and then you can go to what world they're in as well.
I see. Okay.
So I now have a couple dozen friends and I'm like, oh, they're in the Mad Hatter Tea Party. I can just go to the Mad Hatter Tea Party. Or I can go, you can find all the worlds and do it. I was trying to think if I could screen share through Topia to show you.
You can.
You can.
I can?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So on the left side, you see there's a preferences cog.
Yeah.
Click on that, and you'll get to
your screen. Okay, awesome.
And now I just made you a performer so that we can make your video full screen.
Okay, let me see what I can do here. Sorry, I was in the Topia there. Okay. All right. Space video. I'm not as adept on the PC with it, but we'll figure this out here. All right, open it up. Okay, so here we will go. Share your screen. Oh, I need to put it on my other screen. Hold on. There we go. Okay. Super small, but you can see it.
Nope, it's full screen for us.
We see it.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Okay. So this is alt space, and here you can enter BRC VR 2020.
Okay.
So let's just enter. This is going to be very interesting because there's going to be 3 of us that actually make up the sound. It's actually it's almost like being on an art car, right?
Cool.
So the 3 of us are now the art car that is my avatar.
Should I
so
DJ?
We can totally mess with people.
Should I DJ?
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Okay.
Melody I rock on my building. Outlaw. Me just start follow him. Lay some bomb clock black. I want to them. Sell black. I get gunshot. STR.
Here. Hold on, stop for DJing for a second. Okay. Here we go.
Cool. So these are just people hanging out right there?
So each of these people are people that you can interact with. And you can go around and then you can go to, this is just the main site, like where the man is and other things like that. But you can go to all these worlds. So just see what we can find here.
I never make this freaking camera. Hey.
All right, so we can go here to this new world.
And go see the Tree of Tenerate.
That's right.
So when you come across another person that you can interact with, do you have to like click something in order to interact, or does it like automatically, like in Topia, like our cameras automatically shared with each other when we came into close proximity?
So it's automatically, the sound automatically shows up. I mean, I can mute myself right here.
I see. Okay, cool. Yeah.
By the way, I'm sending a screenshot of this to the Topia devs. We have somebody who came in through the Sparkleverse and is now giving us a tour of TVR.
That's awesome. Yeah, that's awesome.
The company that makes that one just got bought by Apple.
Wow.
What, AltSpace?
Yeah.
I thought it was a Microsoft company.
I think they just got bought by Apple.
Could be.
Oh, it is Microsoft. You're right. Apple bought something else.
So we're going to get portaled to Peak Falls with all these people right now.
Oh, cool.
It's happening.
The Apple one is called Spaces.
And I'll add another level of meta to this. I'm streaming this to Twitch and YouTube and Facebook.
This is getting better and better.
Yep.
Here, we'll take a little selfie while we're doing it. Here we go. I'm actually logged in as my wife right now, even better.
Oh, sweet. That's good. You guys get to burn together.
Yeah, totally.
You guys get to burn as the same person.
Right now we are, yeah. I didn't realize she was logged in on this. I think she was setting up her avatar on it because it's just easier to do. Ooh. What watercolor do we want?
Blue.
Okay, blue. Oh. Here's your watercolor. We're going to choose this, blue. Okay. Oh.
Everybody got the blue boat.
Now we're moving. Here we go. Hello.
Hi, guys.
Canoe? Uh-oh. I'm gonna drown. Help me.
Wait, how do we...
At least we don't do anything. We're just along for the ride.
Yeah, that's cool. That's great.
Why didn't it... It doesn't... Not working. Having issues.
Well,
welcome to Burning Man.
At least we didn't drown.
Definitely need an explanation for this one. Karen, I'm having the same issue here.
But I like Karen's hat.
Hey Sam, how did you get your camp on?
Yeah, I don't see boats either. So we're gonna go to a different world.
What was that?
How did you get your
camp
in the Sparkleverse? I created an account and placed it as a cam.
Okay, cool. I'm just like I checked out a couple of the other ones. This one I kind of like the interface the best, but Like I haven't had time to go to the Sparkleverse. There's just so many different things to sign up for and stuff.
Yeah, kind of.
Yeah, it's overwhelming. In a good way. It's totally like the burn. There's no way to see it all. There's no matter what you do, you'll never see it all.
Yep.
In this universe, you can actually grab these things.
Wait, so we can go spin fire?
Like a different
Yeah, we can spin fire.
Hey Sam,
I don't.
you could be an
Let me see if I
expert
can
fire
do it
spinner.
with
The PC version.
Yeah, I don't know how. There's a way to do it with a PC. I don't know the keystrokes.
Oh dang! They got Mayan Warrior coming in tonight. No, that was last night.
No,
There's
I'm not
Mayan
sure.
Warrior.
There we go.
Oh, cool! Don't burn yourself.
Then you can actually spin it.
I only know
No.
how to spin nunchucks.
You can do nunchucks.
That's the only thing I can do.
That's fun.
Yeah, it's pretty fun. I was thinking at some point throughout the week I'm going to have to bring my nunchucks here for the streaming.
Yeah.
As well as I'm going to bring. I don't know when I'm going to do it, but I'm gonna fry bacon here. I have to. It's not a burn without.
It's not a burn without the bacon.
Yeah, I like to.
Oh yeah, got it. Nice.
That's cool.
All right.
So is there music coming from there? Is there like a DJ streaming from that art car, or what's?
Sometimes it's live and sometimes it's not.
Okay. I see.
But are you getting sound that's just not coming through to us?
Yeah. Are you hearing it or no?
No.
Yeah. So the full DJ going there.
Oh, nice.
So here we'll go here. Alchemist. Portal. So there's like these portals that you can enter in other worlds. And not just go through the Worlds Hub.
You said you were on Sparkleverse earlier?
Me? Yeah, that's how I ended up here.
How's that one?
Confusing. but it makes sense. I mean, it's built on a platform of there's a whole. It's catering to live events on Zoom platform mostly. There's some Twitch streaming for DJs, but it's mostly interactive dance parties and sessions and workshops, which it sounds like this is more like at this point, right?
I mean, at this point, I think Topia is mostly
People trying to figure out what Topia is. Sorry.
Serendipity of human social interaction.
Yeah, it's like cool spaces to wander around and see what you run into.
But there could be performances and speakers, you know.
Yeah, for sure.
Right.
We can also link to the other ones for that stuff too.
Right.
Well, and just like what
Wherever
we're doing
the
right
party
here,
is.
we're like on the other platform, like this screen share and like iframes within this platform. Really, it basically you don't have to go to Zoom to have like a Zoom experience. You can have it right here within the space of.
I think this is better than Zoom because of the proximity thing.
Yeah.
Like, we have like 50 people and nobody can get a word in edgewise.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like the proximity piece of like you be able to get closer to somebody, pull away, do a different conversation. It really has an amazing platform. So, anything else you guys want to see on this?
Well, I mean, I would love to
I already
see
installed
the.
it, and this has inspired me to like. This will probably when I get time to go and just explore a little later. This is going to be the universe that I'm going to go explore.
Yeah.
I mean, it is never ending at this point about like all the worlds that have been created, and every day there's more and more. Like this is an incredible world. I think
And it doesn't have to end on Saturday.
No, this is actually permanently up.
Cool.
Is what they decided.
Yeah, I'm sure Topia is going to be the same. Like
I think this is just a way for all these companies to get users.
This is a different world. It's not
this Topia that we're in right now is definitely not going anywhere. We're going to be Elise and I have big plans for this Topia.
I made one. It's out on the playa in like Topia/Burn.
Yeah.
It's called Jamtonia. It's like over
Jamtonia.
to the right. Yeah. So when you get a chance, check it out, please.
I definitely will.
Sweet.
So you making your avatar right now?
No, I'm doing work.
Yeah, this is me theoretically doing work right now.
Yeah.
I'm doing work.
This is work for me. I work in computer graphics, so this is research.
Nice.
It's research.
And I'm also staring at a rent check that needs to go over to the landlord.
Oh, that's cool looking.
Yeah, this is that space I was talking about that has the man burn every 5 minutes. So we'll go see the man burn.
Nice.
Oh, so this is
what kind of graphics card are you running?
Good question. Pretty good. It's a pretty good one.
Okay.
But I don't have an answer for you. It's a higher end XPS.
Okay.
Dell.
Fine. Because I ain't got crap, so I'm wondering how well any of this is going to work.
It does have some basic requirements, but
we'll find out.
Yep. Yeah, and if you know anyone with VR glasses, it's worth trying it in VR.
I bet.
Because you can fly, you can go through things, you can grab things, you can stand up and sit down, you can dance. Oh, this is different than yesterday.
Now you got to come back every day to check it out.
It's the thing. Every day, all of these worlds are totally different because the developers create what they want to create.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not like they're bound by the fact that there's a dust storm.
Yeah.
They have too much time.
Crazy, where are you from?
From California, but I live in Canada now.
Nice.
Yeah, Vancouver.
Vancouver.
Yep.
Is it
good tea in Vancouver?
Yeah, there is.
It's great. Sorry?
There are some nice tea houses, some good places to drink tea in Vancouver.
Oh, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Do you know about the Dushanbe tea house in Boulder?
Yeah. Definitely.
Yeah, I spend a lot of time there. Or used to.
It's beautiful there, yeah. They have nice food.
Yep.
Boulder is a big place for tea. It probably has like the highest per capita tea house of any city in the U.S., but the tea culture is very different than like the Teahouse culture of like where we are right now. You know, this Topia Teahouse.
Where are you?
Well, I'm in Vegas. I'm in my Teahouse in Vegas, but like I'm talking about this Topia space that we're all in right now. You know, like,
Oh, got it.
The Teahouse here, like the intention of this space and the type of tea that's drank and shared in this space is very different than what's, you know, in the tea houses in Boulder.
Mm-hmm.
And there's one business that does do tea like this, but it's actually a coffee shop, so that's kind of funny.
What is that?
The Trident bookstore
Oh,
coffee
yeah.
shop.
Yeah, Trident. Yeah. So you know all these places because you help distribute tea?
Yeah, I'm a tea importer. I run a software company. It's a B2B marketplace between independent tea farmers and tea business buyers. So it's basically direct trade.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah, Trident's awesome.
Mm-hmm. That's cool.
Yeah, there's Pico Tea House or Tea Shop. Trident has great tea. Dushanbe. Yeah, I guess there's a lot. There is a lot.
There's a lot,
but,
yeah. A lot of them are like very into herbal blends and such, you know, which is different than the tea culture that we're into, like the Chinese tea culture of Gong Fu Cha. Which there's a lot of this on the playa every year, you know. You walk around and you'll see no shortage of people serving Gong Fu tea and holding this space.
Here we go. Here's the man.
Is it burning?
Starting.
Oh, good.
Yeah. It just moved from there to over here.
And now it's going to blow up.
Sweet. Careful. Don't be too close.
That's so rad.
It's it's a really fun environment, and you can make, you know, we went with probably like 5 or 10 people from our camp last night into it just to play around, and it was super fun.
And how long were you able to stay together?
We splattered within like 20 minutes, but you just you can easily find each other because you can click on a thing that says go to the place that they are. So there's some huge benefits if you want to find your group again. Yeah. It's not like 2 days later you're like, oh, where have you been?
There's a thing kind of like that for going to places in this. If you click on the globe on the left, there's like events, and then there's like a go-to button. You can like click in, and it'll take you to that spot where that event is happening.
Yeah, exactly.
That's
Hold on.
Yeah, that's Topia. He's talking about Topia, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, got it. All right,
So
I'm going to close this out.
The fire's done. Well, that's cool. Woohoo.
The man burned. There's no temple burn, but there will be. There will be, apparently.
Oh, nice.
Uh-oh.
Has anybody gone to the Minecraft world?
Oh, there's a Minecraft one?
Yeah.
Is that like sanctioned Burning Man thing, or is that just another thing?
I think it's just people got together. Can't you get together in there and build stuff together?
Yeah. But like this one is linked from the Burning Man website.
Oh yeah, I don't think that one is. Okay. I've just heard about it. That one seems curious to me. I never played that game, but it just seems curious. Crazy.
How do you make your guy like on a laptop, Sam?
I'm sorry?
How do you make your little orange guy like he's playing on a laptop?
That's the idle art. So if you click outside of the window, the Topia window, he'll pull out his laptop and headphones.
Huh. Okay. Interesting. Oh, yeah, I got it. Sweet.
So it's more because I'm like on another screen.
It's not like a thing; it just happens. Again.
Yeah. Cool. All right. So now I'm lecturing to two people on their laptop and headset. Oh, there you go. That's funny. Bye, Sam. Where'd he go? He just he probably had to go take a phone call or something. That's funny. That's cool. Hey, so Crazy, where are you tuning in from?
Vancouver.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, we were talking about that. Sorry. It's
Do
funny.
you want to see my place? My one that I made? My Topia thing?
Oh, yeah, sure. Where is it?
Here, I'll show you. Hang on.
Cool. You gonna screen share?
If I can screen share, don't worry.
I think we have to make you a presenter.
Can you please?
No, I still see your video. I think.
Hang on, I got it. It's this little gearbox on the top left, or on the left side.
Yeah.
It says like shift free.
Yeah.
So this one's mine.
That's cool. Oh, it's so colorful.
Yeah, I made it in Photoshop. So I made a dance party. I'm gonna talk to my DJ friends and see if they have like stuff I can link to.
Nice.
But right now it's just playing like some music off YouTube.
Cool.
And then I made this other like kind of chill party.
What's the name or what's the link to your
It's called Jamtonia. I didn't like pay for it, so
oh, it's a free
it's
link.
just like Jamtonia free and like a bunch of random shit. But it's on the playa. They haven't like made it so you can click on it yet, but they threw it out there. So it's over to the right.
In
when you, like, yeah. This should have like wave noises.
Yeah.
And then this part's for my wife. She's gonna add like articles and stuff about climate change and different ways to try to approach it.
Cool.
And also like a place to talk about your hobbies.
Sweet. Nice.
Yeah.
That's actually what we do here. I was actually just going to read an article about a sustainability project in Sri Lanka.
Cool.
Yeah, I was like, yeah, I'm going to read this out because I do it already, you know? So, like, I import and distribute tea, and I also educate the industry about, you know, what's going on and what we could be doing to, like, support sustainability or whatever, you know?
Sure.
So I figured, you know, I'll just stream from here. So I'm actually streaming right now to my Twitch and Facebook and all of that. I have people that watch. So thank you for coming.
You're streaming this right now. Cool.
Yeah. There's so many layers of meta going on.
Yeah.
Yeah, we were joking because the last guy that was here, the one that was giving us the tour of the other world, he had come in here through the Sparkleverse and didn't even know how he came in from there. And
yeah, I was listening to that. That's why I stuck around, but I had to make myself some food, so I was kind of like in and out.
I see. Cool. Awesome. Yeah. Well, hey, thanks for sticking around and hanging out with us.
Yeah.
That's what the Teahouse is about. Okay, so Sri Lanka's tea industry between past and future. I remember in my childhood, Egyptians were competing to acquire and enjoy drinking Sri Lankan tea, and even offer it to high-status guests, as it was considered the most luxurious and flavored type of tea. The trademark on the tea package, Ceylon tea, was the guarantee of the very special signature taste and aroma. At the present time, when my family and friends found out about my current position, they asked me if I could give them some Sri Lankan splendid tea that they still remember but cannot get anymore in the Egyptian market. The story of Ceylon tea begins over 200 years ago, when the country was still a British colony and when further experimental planting of tea had begun in 1839, with tea plants brought from Assam and Calcutta in India through the East India Tea Company. As Ceylon tea gained in popularity throughout the world, a need arose to mediate and monitor the sales of tea. The Colombo Tea Auction, which is considered the oldest and largest tea auction center in the world, was founded at this time. This year, and for the first time ever, this auction was held online. allowing new bidders who had not been able to participate in the past to join in. It was one of the objectives of the Ministry of Plantation, which was finally attained this exceptional year due to the lockdown caused by COVID-19 crisis. Sounds familiar, yeah?
Yeah, like everything else, right?
Like our first time to burn on the internet. In 1925, the Tea Research Institute was established to conduct research into maximizing yields and methods of production, and in 1955, the first clonal tea fields began cultivation. Reputed for its great quality, Sri Lanka was ranked as the 4th largest tea exporter in the world and the world's largest tea exporter in the year 2013. Annual export revenue was around 320,000 tons, and export earnings were recorded at US $1.5 billion. Wow. In the early 1970s, the government of Sri Lanka established the Tea Smallholding Development Authority to overlook the government-acquired states growing tea towards more productive and profitable industry. For over a century, the tea industry has been the main provider of employment in rural Sri Lanka, the main source of foreign exchange, and the foundation of government revenue. Nevertheless, recent statistics suggest that the contribution of the tea industry to the Sri Lankan economy is gradually decreasing. The Sri Lankan tea industry faces several challenges. Among these challenges, the area devoted to tea cultivation is stagnant or even has decreased. Productivity has become lower than international standards due to the predominance of old tea trees. The replanting rate is very slow to compensate for the loss of production. Production costs are high, and there is a manifest shortage of workers willing to work in the industry. Sri Lanka's share in world tea exports and production have therefore declined considerably. In 2017, the International Fund for Agricultural Development started with the Sri Lankan government to revive the tea industry through the flagship project so-called Smallholders Tea and Rubber Revitalization. The project aims to introduce significantly faster and cost-effective tea replanting techniques on 4,500 hectares. STAR institutionally brings on the key players to instrument modernized tea replantation using the strong field presence of TSHDA, supported by the project field animators to mobilize small tea producers and tea production societies and apply modern replantation techniques verified by the TRI. This includes land measurement and certification by the Global Positioning System to speed up the release of subsidies to smallholder producers and direct tea replanting by measuring soil quality parameters to verify direct replanting, which reduces soil rehabilitation or treatment time when carbon trioxide Napier grass is used to provide the necessary nutrition to the soil. Together, these techniques have helped reduce the replanting period of tea tree from over 30 months to less than 24 months. To compensate small tea producers during replanting when their income is entirely diminished, in addition to the subsidy provided, STAR has created income-generating activities linked to the activities of tea growers, such as intercropping with cash crops like cinnamon, black pepper, erica nuts, vanilla, passion fruit, soursop, in addition to tea nurseries and rental of tea harvesters. About 4,000 youth are benefiting from the two latter activities. With the COVID pandemic, STAR has responded to the government's need to achieve food security through overcoming the loss of food imports by supporting the cultivation of home gardens by means of the provision of good seeds and know-how in cultivation practices. About 9,000 women's households benefit from their support program. STAR is the true star of the tea industry in Sri Lanka, introducing a set of tested and validated improvements which, if replicated, would bring Sri Lanka back among the leading countries producing and exporting the highest flavored tea quality to the whole world. So that's cool. It's excellent. Yeah. I mean, I've got some feedback on it. I don't do much work in Sri Lanka, so I can't comment.
You what? You don't buy tea from there?
I do. I work with one farm in Sri Lanka, but and I would like to work with more. It's not that there's any kind of prejudice there. It's an issue of there's just like I work with autonomous independent producers. Like that's pretty much the only qualification that my company has with working with the company. It's that, and then the transparency. We have like a pretty long list of questions that we make them answer, and then I travel to make sure that all those answers are verified or whatnot. But in Sri Lanka, there's just not a whole lot of autonomous operations.
Okay, so it's all big business.
Yeah, it's big business, and it's not like it's big money business. It's like struggling business, as is read in this article, that like they're not keeping up. And you know, I feel like a lot of the work of this this project, the STAR project, is attaching a lot of value to this replantation problem. That like, oh, it's just about the replant. If we plant more trees, then we can make more tea, and then we can. You know, we can make more quality tea. And it's like quality tea doesn't just come from the plant material. And going into the future, it's not going to be about quantities. It's going to be, you know, about quality. But, you know, what was...
Yeah, well, does like the consumer interest align with that strategy, though? Like, it might be they're losing, like, business because... like big tea companies I'm just being hypothetical here, but like maybe big tea companies have found like a cheaper way to produce and they don't really care about the quality, and maybe their customers just don't know enough to know the difference.
Yeah.
Just like theorizing.
Yeah. So the customer is like, the customer is educated by the marketer. So it's like a chicken and egg kind of issue that we're talking about here. But the pandemic that's going on is actually, I think, going to cause some major ripples in our food supply chain, especially with like international commodities that rely on international logistics. And so like that thing that we're expecting to be cheap is going to become so much more expensive, not because we're paying the farmer more, but because like it's just going to cost more to move it around the world. Like it'll, you know, and so then the market is either going to make that choice of like not valuing it, which is probably what they're going to make. They're going to say like, yeah, I'm not going to, you know, I'm not going to.
It's going to go back to the way it was in the beginning. It sounds like, where it's like a delicacy that you like share with your special guests or whatever. The beginning of the article was talking about.
Yep. Yeah, and so yeah, that's basically what we advocate for. You know, within these communities, you know, there's several other leaders and tea activists, and we talk about just consuming less and valuing it more.
So what's your thoughts on like the actual like relationship between the export like, or you know, like the shipping, well, basically like sending shit around the world versus buying stuff local? Like it kind of makes sense that it's better for the environment not to like have a bunch of stuff stuck on boats and shipped around the world, you know?
Yeah.
I'm just kind of like saying there's another like aspect to it.
Oh yeah, there's so many aspects to it, and something else that's going to affect that is people are going to become more connected and aware of the costs of that. So like up until now, Walmart did not communicate the true costs of the product that we've been buying from Walmart, you know, the environmental costs and those other costs. But I think we're gonna get to a point where those costs are no longer going to be hidden, and the consumer will become aware of it. I don't know how. It may come from a genuine interest from the consumer. That seems to be kind of the culture that's being attached to the Gen Z, the younger kids, is that they really care about things, and they're gonna hack into systems to figure it out because they care so much. You know what I mean?
I fucking hope so. Somebody's got to do it.
Yeah, so there's this thing published, the Pentagon, kind of like some documents of some projects that were commissioned of creating essentially like war game strategies around different scenarios, and one of them was called the Zebellion, which is Gen Z.
Oh, Gen Z rebellion.
Yeah.
Right.
And that it starts in 2025, and then it peaks at 2028, and it's involving hacking and the whole like Robin Hood mentality. It's pretty interesting that that's something that's really being considered.
I mean, so they're probably strategizing for ways to fight against it, though, I imagine.
Of course, or how to damage control, or how to whatever, the whole SWOT analysis, the whole analysis of everything that could happen.
Yeah, I personally think that like we need to make a few changes to the way we like act as a whole, like basically like reconsider our priorities, like as a global community, or and local communities, or national communities. Just kind of take a look at what's important to us and our motivations for like why we do things. I feel like we've kind of just gotten lost in consumerism, and it's all kind of designed as a distraction to keep us from like being engaged in politics, or doing anything that would actually make any meaningful change. Basically, we're kind of stuck in this state where all these rich politicians are like controlling the country, and then the average citizen doesn't really have any say in like anything that actually happens, and that's all kind of by design, in my opinion. I feel like they just kind of want to keep us distracted so that we can't take the power back.
Yeah. So I employ a business framework that I coined distributed entrepreneurship, just for this reason, that the reason why the power is so concentrated for this problem that you're talking about to happen is because the conventional corporate mentality is that business needs to own everything. And in doing that, they can create a lot of benefits, economies of scales, and all of those types of things. But it also gives a lot of opportunity for externalizing a lot of these costs and disconnecting cause and effect, and
everything kind of just becomes like a line on a spreadsheet, and they're just like optimizing like their profit, and it just everything else just gets lost in the shuffle. Like they should be concerned with their environmental impacts and economic impacts and stuff like that. Like it's not good to have everything be a monopoly. Like
and a lot of times, it's not that they're like evil players that are intentionally doing it. Like it's systemic.
No, they're just misguided. Like I'm not anti-capitalism, but I feel like capitalism should not be the only motivation for everything.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it.
Yeah.
So and this experiment that I'm doing in this business is that like I am trying to become a billionaire. I am trying to build a very powerful business that has value within that space and power within that space, similar to like, let's say like Starbucks. And the Starbucks model, Starbucks owns the entire thing, from the service point and the retail brand and the retail distribution to the farms now. They own that entire value chain. And so what I'm experimenting with is building a platform where the actions of that value chain can be done, and that one company doesn't own all of those things. It's actually a platform that empowers micro-entrepreneurship, thousands of small localized small businesses,
like Etsy or something like that.
Well, like Etsy, like the concept of Etsy, but like even deeper. Like Etsy is just like the marketing of the final product. Like this is a platform that allows that person to even connect with the producer of the raw materials, like the entire supply chain from soil and seed, to the final consumer. There's a lot of moving parts.
I read an article about these guys in New York who are starting these vertical farms in the ocean, and it's the same kind of thing where they just train people up on how they can start their own farm, and you make a bunch of clams or something like that, because it's like seaweed dangling from like a buoy in the ocean, and fish come and feed in there, and it's really good for the environment. But also, like, there's things like a mesh or something that the clams grow on, and then you go in there and you cut up all the seaweed and the clams, and you take them and you harvest them and sell them to local businesses. And so they kind of just they give like a small business loan, and they train you up on how to do it, and then they like give you a little plot of seed to like build your thing in.
That's cool. Yeah, so that's similar to it, and localizing and distributing how things happen. And like we are in a world where we are global. Like we can't get rid of global commodities. So what I'm trying to do is just bring some more consciousness to it, some more mindfulness and connection to it. So if there are environmental issues going on, they can't be ignored, because there's like an autonomous entrepreneur, business person that can put their hand up and say, hey, I'm not going to interact in this transaction because it's not fair. Like we need to renegotiate what's going on here. Because that's how things get external. They get externalized and forgotten. And as far as like environmental or social problems, is because they don't fit on the spreadsheet. But if that problem is like an autonomous part of the whole system that has the power to not consent to the transaction because it's not fair, that's not a fair value exchange, then that's how change can happen, and the system will become more democratic and mindful.
So how are you planning on encouraging people to communicate about stuff like that? Like if there is something going on, is there a way to organize and get the information out between
Yeah. So I travel. I'm constantly traveling. Well, not right now. This year I've had to take a break from that, but always have been constantly traveling and just keeping up, and I share all that information with our followers, which, our social media followers for the most part are professionals. They're people within the industry that are wanting to learn these things. And we do a lot of social media. Like from day one, when I started this company 8 years ago, I knew that social media and communications, regular communications. And so since pandemic started, I can't travel. I can't do tea festivals. So I go to a lot of tea festivals and give presentations and such, but I can't do that. So I've been doing a lot of live streaming and just trying to get the information out there and trying to get the farmers involved in the conversation too. But they're struggling right now.
Yeah,
it's really tough, and all we can tell them is just have patience. But it's almost as if they have more resilience than we do, and I try to remind them of that all the time, because they're like, hey, we can make tea, can we sell tea? And I'm like, hey, the market kind of came to a stop. There's no tea selling right now. We have to be patient and wait. And they're like, well, we need to pay these people, and then I have conversations with them. I'm like, well, how are you guys really doing? How is the family really doing? And they're like, yeah, we're frustrated and it's confusing, but we have everything we need, and they could do that for years. They could be in a standstill for years and have everything they need, as far as planting.
Is there an online marketplace for high end tea or whatever? The tea that you deal with? Is there a Etsy for tea?
That's kind of what I have. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, it's kind of. So my company has a wholesale arm to it. And that's tealet.com. And then
Tealet.
Tealet, yeah, Tealet. So yeah, that's like the umbrella brand. And then we have like a more consumer friendly website and marketplace that's at teaanditspeople.com.
Tea and its people. So like are the farmers that you're getting your tea from, like, are they, like, I just assume they're people like the people that are being talked about in that article from Sri Lanka, but they're probably from wherever. Like, are you able to like sell their product like directly from your site to like, high-end tea consumers?
Yeah, so I started out that way, like just directly from the farm, and I just like took orders and then gave the drop shipment order to the farmer. But that doesn't work. It's not cost efficient.
Oh, okay.
The shipping costs are really high, and then wait times are high. So I actually have a warehouse. So like this tea room that I'm in here in Las Vegas, I have a warehouse and we store. And then we're also able to bring things in bulk and, get logistics costs down. So like those
it's way cheaper if you get like a whole container for sure.
Yeah, the same economies of scale we share with everybody. So even a small business that's only buying a few pounds of tea a year can get the same shipping costs that like a large company would get. Which means it's more money for the grower, right? And I think about that all the time. It's like if something's so cheap, like if something costs $5, like $2 is probably the shipping alone to get it here from China or wherever it came from. And then $3, there was like the broker that probably took half of that, the trader or the broker or the series of them that took half of that. And then, the actual producer of this product is only this much. So the actual value of the product is this much, but then all this other stuff is going towards all these other guys that really aren't involved in what you're doing. So it's like I want to like kind of change that ratio to be like, whatever. Yeah, something like that.
No, that makes sense. Yeah. It's probably more efficient.
Yeah. Try to make it more efficient.
Cool. Well, I wish you luck in that.
Thank you. Yeah, thanks for stopping by and spending time with me. Listening to that article. Yeah. Yeah, the people that I work with are a little bit different than the people in that article. Yeah. It's like the people that I work with, like, maybe used to be like the people that in that article like 20 years ago. But they've like made the changes of being more autonomous. It takes a lot of time because like the smallholders, the small farmers that were spoken in that article, they just grow the tea and then they harvest it and they take it to a factory and that factory buys it. When I say autonomous, it means independent. It means that the farmers have like their own factory, and so like they pick it, they make it, and then they can sell it. There's not a whole lot of that. There's really only like one operation that I feel comfortable working with there that is making a product ready for the market. That's another part of it too. Is like I work with a lot of families that I don't sell their product yet because they haven't developed the quality yet. And it takes some time, but I work with them and I do like free consulting with them and help inspire them to find their tea mastery. Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah.
So are you just like reading that article that whoever comes by wants to hear it, or do you have like a scheduled event where you're going to talk about it? Or
yeah. So we're talking about it right now. It's happening right now.
Yeah, no, I'm just curious if like you how they have those like event things, like if you had like a thing somewhere posted where people can come learn about that, or is that this right now?
That's this right now, but we do have a schedule, like over by the fire where you can return to the main burn. There's a schedule posted there, and we have different tea servers doing different themed stuff. So I am doing a session tomorrow, Wednesday, at 2 p.m. Pacific, and I do this every week. I'm just bringing it here into this world this week. Okay. But it's called a Constitution Study Group.
Okay, and, what's that?
We study the Constitution and we discuss the Constitution. And so tomorrow what I'm going to talk about is the election. And so like just making sure that people know how to check their voter registration, how to check their mail-in ballot requests. And then also... What's that?
That's tomorrow? You said tomorrow at 2?
Tomorrow at 2 Pacific, yeah. So tomorrow at 2.
Did you make an event thing? Oh, yeah, studying Constitution. Cool.
Yeah.
Okay, sweet.
Yeah. So it's fun. And then I'm also going to sign up to... I'm going to sign up to work the polls, and I'm going to like screen share the process it takes for me to sign up. I like to do things to encourage people that like they can do it too. They can put in the time to think about these things, you know?
All right, I'm gonna put your event on my page, so if somebody comes by my thing, they see it.
Cool. Yeah, great.
Yeah.
But we have other things. Oh, Thursday is tea talks, and that's just like casual. But there's a pretty
but like I'm particularly, I have this section for climate change versus system change, and I figure that would kind of fall into that category. So, if you're talking about the Constitution, you're talking about the system.
Yep, definitely. Lot of system talk. And we could talk about distributed entrepreneurship as well. That's another system talk.
Yeah, like if you're gonna do talks like that, let me know, or you can just go over to my thing and.
Yeah, I wrote it down.
Cool. Oh yeah, I saw it on the thing.
Cool. Yeah, but then I keep these streams constantly going. I do them every week, and I stream to Twitch and all the channels, and have a pretty cool following. It's pretty fun to engage people, and sometimes people are like, "What the heck? You're like a tea person. Why are you studying Constitution?" But after a while, they. Oh.
Sorry, I was clicking around to try to post your thing, and it like made my guys.
That's cool. Yeah. So anyway, it's a good fit, especially in these weird times. Especially, we're all burning from our houses, so.
Yeah, what else do you got to do, right?
Right. Yeah, so I read different articles and, I'll talk about tea, talk about what I'm brewing. I did a class earlier. That's why I had everything set up. So I figure I'd stream now. But I did like a premium live class a little bit earlier with this oolong tea here. It's called Da Hong Pao. Really nice roasted oolong from China. It's really nice. You can steep it like 12 times over. It's really good.
I'm not really a tea connoisseur, so I actually don't really drink much. I don't drink any coffee, and I don't drink much tea. I only drink tea if I'm like tired.
Okay.
And I need tea.
Do you have any other practices for energy?
I'm a really weird person, so I don't know if I don't even get like a proper sleep schedule. Normally I exercise a good amount. I play water polo a couple times a week, and that kind of keeps my energy level up. But since COVID, I've just kind of been a bit of a sloth, and my metabolism just kind of naturally goes down. So like, I think I'm kind of low energy right now, but I'm not really doing much. So I stopped eating as much and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Just the way my body works.
That's cool. Water polo. That's like a really strenuous exercise.
Yeah, it's good exercise. That's the only reason why I'm not like 300 pounds.
I guess you have to go to an indoor pool because it's pretty cold.
Yeah, so we can't play right now, but like we're about to start back up, but we can only do like passing and shooting. We can't play contact because we need to do like stay 2 meters apart.
Yeah.
We play in indoor pools mostly here because it gets cold in the wintertime. But in the summer, we normally play in an outdoor pool. And like I said, I grew up in California, so I'm used to like always having some kind of a tan. But like living way up north here, I'm like a pale ghost. I like the summertime because I actually get in the water and get my tan and back and get sun rays and stuff like that. But this year I haven't really been able to enjoy it.
Yeah. Do you usually go to Burning Man?
No, I haven't been yet. But I'm from San Francisco, so like all my friends are burners. I just like when it first kind of popped up, I was a little skeptical about it just because I'm like, I don't like pretentious hippies. I like hippies, but like ones that like want to like. I don't know. I just feel like some of them are very condescending. They're like very judgmental. But I know Burning Man's like about not being judgmental at all. So I get it. But like when it first popped up, I didn't really understand that. And now I just I've been kind of stuck outside the country because my wife is from Croatia and she has like visa problems.
Okay.
So we essentially she can't get a visitor visa to go to the U.S. She hasn't been able to go back for 5 years, and we had to end up applying for a green card for her in order to be able to just go visit because that was the only way to actually get her in the country. And we were like this close to getting her green card, and then COVID happened and they closed all the embassies. Like we've been waiting for 4 years to get her a green card.
Wow.
So I maybe if when the green card comes through, we'll go next year if it's a thing, but we'll see.
Yeah, if it's a thing. But that's cool. So
Yeah,
you guys get to experience it.
You're right.
Are you involved with the burner community there in Vancouver?
No. I have some friends that go to like a lot of like underground parties and stuff, and they go to the like there's like a local burn thing here. I forget what they call it, but they went to that. So they're from the UK. A lot of people I know are from like all over because I work in computer graphics for movies, and there's like only like a handful of people who have like the background, like the software and artistic and computer skills to work in my field. So there's a few cities around the world that are kind of hubs, and they draw from like talent pools all over the world. And there's a couple big companies in London that opened up branches here in Vancouver because there's tax incentives. They like get their taxes, their labor taxes are like 40% off or something like that.
Wow.
So that's kind of why I'm here. I was able to get a visa through that, and then after 2 years here, my wife and I applied for permanent residency, which is like a green card in Canada, and now we're permanent residents. And in like 6 months, she'll be able to apply for her citizenship.
Wow.
A year, it says. Yeah.
Well,
But yes, I forgot how I got onto that tangent.
But maybe it's a blessing.
Yeah. They're from the UK. That's right. So last year was their first burn. But they're tapped into that scene. I just like I kind of like only look at what's in front of me. So if I'm not like thinking about it, I don't bother looking into it.
Yeah.
I'm sure I'd enjoy it, but just haven't gotten around to it.
Yeah. Well, maybe you'll meet somebody in this week, and
Charity.
Yeah, in your local area.
There's this like beach here. It's called Wreck Beach, like shipwreck.
Okay.
And it's like a nudist beach, and it's like that's where everybody goes to like buy their mushrooms and shit like that. and they have like dance parties and stuff like every weekend. Or I don't think they're doing it right now, or if they are, it's unsanctioned. But
Yeah.
I'm sure that there's like a whole community there that's tapped into it as well.
Mm-hmm.
But like, I have my social circle. I don't know. I've kind of got to the point where so before we moved here, my wife, she's Croatian, but she was raised in Germany. So we lived in Germany for like 3 years. And I'm from like south of San Francisco. I went to college in Los Angeles. And I kind of ended up with friends all over the world now. And I'm kind of at the point where I don't need any more friends. Like, I'm just like exhausted